10 News Conference continues now with the Executive Director of the Rhode Island Film and Television Office, Steve Feinberg. He's been a long time leader of that department. Welcome back, Steve.
Thank you, Gene. Always a pleasure.
Now, let me congratulate you. You have some things to talk about. Season 4 of The Gilded Age. They got renewed.
Unbelievable.
Right?
The ratings are through the roof. Everybody is excited. And we have our best cast. And our best, our strongest stars are the Newport Mansions.
Yeah.
And so now they're on TV in perpetuity.
Yesterday you had Christine Baranski, who plays one of the lead characters. She was in. Go ahead and let's see what Christine had to say about shooting in Newport. And by the way, they do shoot a lot in Newport. Go ahead.
Newport is just so unique. I was in the golf cart and I said to my cousins, my God, it feels like we're in Europe. But of course, they did want to replicate European aristocracy. So in a way, it's not quite America. Newport is parenthetical, isn't it? I mean, you have 18th century architecture in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia, but this is something else.
Yes, the Stop and Shop notwithstanding, and some of the modern stuff they put in the housing complex.
Well, when I was contacting Julian Fellows when he was developing the show, originally it was NBC and then HBO, and I finally was able through with the help of Trudy Cox, we worked together in tandem. Yeah. We got him to Newport, and I said, "What's it like?" Because he had never been. He said it was one thing to read about it, and to see in the flesh is a whole different thing. And for the filmmakers and for the actors, that when they're in this location, they're immersed in the story, and it's great.
I don't know where else they would have gone. It's ready made. You've got the houses; they're furnished. You got the draperies hung. Yep. It's part of the real story. The New Yorkers came up here, and some of the heiresses went to save England. That's part of the Downton Abbey stuff too. Now, you and I know each other. Let's be honest here. Season 1, slow.
Establishing the characters.
Season 2, better. Season 3, despite the mixed reviews that you and I have gone back and forth, I think it's the best.
Absolutely.
I think it's the best. And you had a cliffhanger last week.
And there's more to come. And I will tell you, so after every episode, I write to Julian Fellows. I said, "What are you doing to me? You're stressing me out." So this is the only show where of all the productions in my 21 years, I don't read the scripts because I don't want to know everything that's going to happen on the show. The first season, now if I had said to you, George and Bertha Russell, before we went on the air, you would know who I was talking about. It took time. There's a lot of characters up and down, so it takes time for them to breathe and get to know them. And now, it's the #1 show on HBO.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. It's gone up like 20% every week. It's 43%, I think, from last season. It's a hit. It's a big hit.
Okay.
And now, my goal was to get 3 seasons. We're now going into 4th. The other day, I said, let's have 10.
I'm surprised you got a 4th. 3 would be a good run, given the way things are today. And by the way, Julian Fellows, he did Downton Abbey.
Correct.
It's the same guy, but Downton Abbey season 1, bang.
Right. Well,
there was no slow there.
But the thing
is, right off the bat, and it kept going. So this is a little different. You're right. It was season 1,
it's
2
a hit.
Better, 3 much
it's
better.
It's a hit, and it showcases the Newport Mansions like no other. They have a special HBO Gilded Tour that sells out. It's somewhat expensive, but it talks about each episode, where scenes were filmed, and it's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Yeah,
and it's global. It's global.
You know what's going to be a game changer? Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which you've had a hand in landing that as well.
Yes, we've that is now unlike a show like The Gilded Age.
A little different.
Well, they don't get to use our tax incentive program, right? So reality shows don't use the tax incentive program. But like on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, it's not like my main show that I would necessarily watch, but it showcases places around the state to a worldwide audience. And I know you and I have gone, you said, "Oh, they're very Italian." And I say, "What's your problem with that?" Let me step in.
Yeah.
I think very Italian. I'm usually very beautiful. Like if it's a woman, I say very beautiful.
Yeah.
Culturally
handsome, articulate, historically based. Yes.
Go ahead. Individual, strong, family. Usually loves family.
Right.
Culture, strong in culture and traditions. And I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, let's play Andy Cohen. He's the czar behind the Housewives franchise.
Yep.
Let's hear what he told the Today Show not that long ago. Go ahead.
Do not mess with a roadie lady or a man, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get in their way.
Okay.
They're Italian, they're feisty, they're beautiful, they're funny, and they're uniquely Rhode Island.
He said, very Italian. Let me ask you that. What does that,
he
what does
said
that mean?
They're beautiful, they're funny,
Yeah.
they're feisty, they're strong.
Some might think there's table flipping and
But
stereotypes
you-
a la
no,
Jersey Shore.
Did he say that?
No, he didn't, but I've seen his track record.
no.
I know, I can go
Now-
back and look at the older episodes, and I know what, some of the stuff he's
so
put on the
Jersey
air.
Shore. Now, you must have been a very big fan of Jersey Shore.
I wasn't,
Okay.
no. Nor, by the way, nor were the people in Seaside Heights.
15 years ago, that one thing happened.
Okay.
15 years ago. Out of 15 years, that one incident happened, and you're isolating on that. Did you talk about, hold on. On the Jersey Shore, there's a couple that has an autistic child, and it's about them dealing with the autistic child and all that. You don't bring that up.
No, you know why? Because Jim Tan and laundry overshadowed all of that. And by the way, just to go back to Andy, with the table flipping and Teresa and all of that. Are we going to see that?
One incident. I don't think you're going to see that.
Only one incident?
Well,
No.
I'm busy. I don't think.
Did you see when they were in Castle Hill? That was the New York crowd when they were in Castle Hill. They kind of misbehaved there too.
I didn't see that. I think what you're going to find out is it's going to showcase our state, and there's a lot of venues that want to have them film there. I think that the characters will be entertaining, and if it's your cup of tea, great. If it's not your cup of tea, please watch The Gilded Age. Please watch, Ellen McKay, the new movie with Jamie Lee Curtis and Woody Harrelson. Everyone has different tastes. I'm not going to tell you how you like your cup of coffee, and you're not going to tell me how I like mine.
And I'm not going to tell you not to make it, boycott, protest. America, make whatever you want. How about, let me ask you this. Why would he attach any ethnic group to this? Why would you just say, hold on, you can get plenty of people to misbehave and act up and be entertaining.
You turned it negative.
You could get plenty of people to be entertaining and loudmouth. This is the franchise. Come on. You don't have to attach an ethnic group to that. Why do you do that?
So I guess you wouldn't have gone to see my Greek fat wedding. You wouldn't have gone to that because
that was endearing and funny.
It says Greek.
That was endearing and funny.
So why don't?
And so was Pat Cooper, by the way, if you want to talk.
I love Pat Cooper.
And Maniscalco, too.
I love Pat Cooper. All right, but why are you saying, if I said under this shirt it says "Kiss Me, I'm Italian," would you find that offensive? No, there's nothing wrong with embracing the beauty and strength of Italian. I don't see it as a negative. I see it as beautiful, cultural, smart, independent, loves traditions, loves family, has family values. Well, there's nothing negative about that. I love Italian. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood.
Dad, just give me my producer. How much time we got left here? Less than a minute. All right, there you go. You got the cue. We'll see. Good luck. I hope they make a lot of money. And
more importantly, I hope that they make.
I'll have you back, and we'll see what really
comes out.
More
importantly, I hope that you're proud of how they treat the venues, and the venues shine across the globe.
All right. You know what? We're running out of time, but you stay with me.
Yeah, you ran me out early.
We'll do a little addendum, and we'll put it on the WJAR YouTube channel and on all the other platforms, because you have a list. You have a list of stuff you want to talk about.
I'm here for you all day.
All right, Steve Feinberg. Good to have you in. You're a good cheerleader for the state.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
Wherever you go, whatever they get into. From chill time to everyday adventures. Protect your dog from parasites with Credelio Quattro. For full safety information, side effects, and warnings, visit CredeliaQuattroLabel.com. Consult your vet or call 1-888-545-5973. Ask your vet for Credelio Quattro and visit QuattroDog.com.
I'm Gene Valicenti on the WJAR YouTube channel and our other platforms, and I'm continuing my conversation with Steve Feinberg, who runs the Rhode Island TV and Film Office, and he's got a lot to crow about. Season 4 of The Gilded Age was renewed. Congratulations. He's bringing Rhode Island housewives to Rhode Island. I'll hold off on congratulating him on that. We'll see what comes of it. He gave a spirited defense to that on the 10 News conference, which you can also watch on our website. In the meantime, he's got a list of other projects that he wants to go over. Go ahead.
I tell you, we just had this week the trailer for Ella McKay released with Emma Mackey, Jamie Lee Curtis, Woody Harrelson, Albert Brooks, James L. Brooks, who did Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, As Good as It Gets, The Simpsons.
You know, he went to my high school.
Did he?
Weehawken High School.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he's a great guy, so talented. And so that film's coming out on December 12th, I think, for the Academy Awards season. We've got M. Night Shyamalan and Jake Gyllenhaal doing a supernatural thriller. It's co-written by Nicholas Sparks of The Notebook.
Okay.
And that is being filmed entirely in Rhode Island.
Is that a Rhode Island-based story, or they're just using us to shoot it?
No, it's actually it's very funny because I was with Knight the night before, and he wants to get an establishing shot of it. It's a fictional town in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So then we have Chad Verdi is local producers doing a film.
Very successful, by the way. East Greenwich.
Yes, and he's doing a film with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they're going to be filming that here in Rhode Island.
Okay.
We just did a Rod Serling documentary where you actually get the real voice of Rod Serling. He used to tape everything.
Yep.
So he's narrating that. We had Gordon Ramsay here down at the Crazy Burger.
Crazy Burger.
Right. The Roaring Game is a movie with Gronk and Mickey Rourke, and that's being premiering this Saturday at the Rhode Island Film Festival. And there's more stuff going on.
Well,
you know.
Now, when you bring these in, what's bringing them to Rhode Island? Tax credits?
It's a combination.
Friendly people? What is it?
It's a combination. It's creativity and commerce. Yeah. So when I'm dealing with the Gilded Age as an example, well, we have the creativity. We've got these beautiful Newport mansions. We've got historic. And then we have to have a tax incentive because they might get 40% in New York, as an example. We were one of the first in the country to start a tax incentive. I actually wrote it. It took me about 6 months. And then that spread like wildfire across the country and then went into other countries. We offer a 30% credit, but we're capped at the amount of productions I can bring into the state per calendar year. Massachusetts copied our program. They have an unlimited amount. New Jersey, as an example, big stuff. Texas, California, everywhere now. It's probably like 43 states that now have tax incentive programs.
But I want you to make it real clear to those who may not know how this works. A guy comes in, I'm going to make a movie, I'm going to spend $3 million. How does the tax credit help them?
You get 30% of qualified expenditures spent money on the ground here in Rhode Island. You can't be, hey, I'm going to Massachusetts to film at a Target. You have to be in Rhode Island on the ground. It goes through an audit process of a state certified independent auditor. Then it goes to our audits department in taxation, and they get a 30% tax credit. It's like a coupon. Thanks for coming to our store. Thanks for hiring our workers. Thanks for showcasing our state across the world, and you're going to get 30% back.
Now, I give you a coupon. Is that money in the bag?
It's a transferable tax credit that they can sell to a corporation or individuals that have a need, and they have a 3-year window to use that tax credit.
It's basically money, and I'm going to sell it to, I'll just say Textron or another big company. Use my coupon and you give me the cash.
Correct.
I understand. Now, you know, some politicians like that, some don't. There were efforts to get rid of that, especially when things are tight. Yeah, well, I need that money, not
But you know,
them.
I always say that. It's like, it doesn't make sense because I know that for every $1 we give in a tax credit returns $5.44 of economic activity. And that's just the production. That doesn't include the actual monies that come in and derive from these productions when they're showcased domestically or across the world, as we have seen for the Gilded Age. Like, they have a special tour of the HBO Gilded Age. It's $250 a ticket. It sells out. Well, that's just... And then the governor said to me, I bumped into him. He said, I was just with the UK ambassador, and he's talking about the Gilded Age and how important it is for our tourism. So we get all kinds of benefits when, you know, they're promoting Rhode Island to the world.
All right. you've had some hits, you've had some duds too. Be candid with me.
What's a dud? Like a dud is a what?
It flopped. It wasn't that good. It lost money. It was
didn't
a
lose
one-off.
us. But
now I want you to be candid with me because that's what this is about. You've had some hits. Everybody gets some misses.
But my thing is,
what's been a dud?
To me though, a hit. They're all hits for one reason. They employ people. So that means they're hiring like 350 crew members. They're hiring 1,000 actors. That's a hit. So that's how I look at it.
Fair enough, yeah.
Well, that's because that's what I'm about.
Okay.
Job creation. Now, if I can get a show like The Gilded Age, which was a 10-year in the process, maybe 12 years to get that here from inception, and that was being a dog on a bone. Well, when that's getting 4 seasons and it's skyrocketing in the and its quality, that's going to make me feel like $1 million and I sleep like a baby.
How about Nosferatu?
Nosferatu had 3 seasons of AMC. It hit the mark of what it was supposed to do. Yeah. I never thought it was going to go beyond 3 seasons. And it did 3 seasons.
Niche audience.
Niche audience. This is a Stephen King.
Network,
it's a Stephen King's son wrote that, and it was what it was, and it employed people. And there is like you said, it's a cult group.
All right, what didn't pan out?
Oh, by the way, we've had Moonrise Kingdom. Wes Anderson open up the Cannes Film Festival.
You see, you're a good cheerleader. I know that you like
Gene,
to talk about.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Right.
And where's the camera? Nobody loves Rhode Island more than Steven Feinberg. You can love Rhode Island as much as me, but not more than me. Right. And that's a fact.
But we're talking, give me an honest, what didn't pan out?
What's a show that, well, sometimes we might do a show that, like we did Body of Proof with Jerry Ryan and Dana Delaney, and then they were doing great, and then there was an incentive from California that if a show moved to California, they'd get an extra break. Yeah. That was more of a disappointment. But we had a show that was a hit, and when they moved from Rhode Island to California, the show went down the tubes. So I think we offer like a lot of stuff that's very special. I'm trying to think of, it'd be like, hey, I had a bad date. I'm not going to think about my bad date. I'm only going to think about the good things.
Providence on NBC years ago. They got a few seasons.
Well, see, now that they filmed for like 3 days in Providence, and they filmed the rest in L.A. Our goal is to film here and get the maximum bang for the buck.
Now, the California people, as successful as you are doing this, they don't like you.
They love me.
I was just out there.
They love me. They love me.
All right, hold on. Let me qualify that. Because the California executives, they have to green light shooting a movie here. But the industry, they want to shoot it in California. That's Hollywood. And you and other states and Canada, you're taking the pie.
They love it, though. Oh, yes. So your crew. Like, I've got friends. I lived in L.A. for 22 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends who, have families there, and it's changed also, they get disappointed. And the whole reason why I started this incentive program, I was in the Writers Guild, 1987, and I saw Runaway Productions leaving the country, going to Canada. And I did a film in Australia and a film in Luxembourg. So it was running away from America. And that's why I had written the tax incentives to keep stories happening and making movies in America. And again, that spread. But yes, but there's more authenticity. If you come to Rhode Island, you're doing a Rhode Island story, and you're filming in Rhode Island, that's meaningful. We've got a big movie we're about to announce where the character is Providence, Rhode Island. And it's going to be filmed in Providence, Rhode Island. It's authentic. And then that's going to be a big blockbuster next year.
Well, why don't you tip your hand? You're on with me. I have the lights and everything.
I can't do it, but I will do it in about a week. And I'll come on the radio to talk about it.
All right, fair enough. I'll mark it down. Listen, you don't have to apologize for bringing stuff to Rhode Island. It's California dropped the ball a little bit out there.
They did.
I was just out there for a week, and the governor is scrambling.
Yes.
How do we keep Hollywood? How do we regenerate? How do we do... You a little bit, you're eating their lunch, and so are the other states.
Well, I've been back in Rhode Island for 21 years. California should have, and again, we talked about this in the early 90s, that California should have established a tax incentive program in the early 90s, and they waited and waited. They thought, okay, we don't need to do it. and they waited far, far, far too long.
Yeah. Would you like to watch a lot of television?
I watch some television. Andor, fabulous show. I watched The Gilded Age. I watch Yellowstone's one of my favorite shows.
Yep. How about you watch network television?
What do you mean?
NBC, ABC, CBS, the real TV, as we say.
No, I for reality shows though, I watch Gordon Ramsay. I watch all of his shows, but I'm pretty much I watch movies more, and I watch sports.
Netflix,
yep.
Hulu, the rest of them, Peacock, Paramount.
Yep. Paramount Plus, Disney Plus.
Everything's changing, Steve.
It is. It's the landscape.
Changing.
It's all a distribution. There's a lot more content than ever before. For filmmakers, it's amazing because there are more platforms. But there's also more of for filmmakers. It's harder to get money because it's spreading out. There's a lot of content, but like at HBO, for example, I talked to the Julian Fellows and his producing partner. He said, there's nothing like working for HBO. There's a scene that happens on the tennis courts at our Tennis Hall of Fame. Yeah. Well, to get that authenticity, they actually made the netting of that period. So you're spending that money and they're spending it wisely. And
Netflix spends too.
Oh, yes, they do.
You bring up a good point, because when you watch Downton Abbey, to set up a shot, they may have a teacup. Put the teacup down. That's one shot. Stir the teacup. That's another shot. Sip the tea. That costs money.
Yeah, time is money.
Now, Hollywood may say, just drink the tea.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
No setup, no stir. Isn't that correct?
Well, maybe. I think what it is it is. It's those details, and that makes it reality. I was talking to a woman last night at an event who was saying that they had serving trays that were all silver, or you could cook, that silver is the best cooking, and it was from the, from that Gorham time. So.
All right. Just want to go back. You and I discussed the Gilded Age on 10 News Conference. Now, we can continue. Time is unlimited here. I said first season slow, second season better, third season very good.
Gangbusters.
My wife really loves it.
Gangbusters.
She really does, and I've watched it too.
Yeah.
You had a cliffhanger last week. Don't tell people because they'll be mad at us.
Yeah.
And season 4. That's an accomplishment. I really didn't think you'd get 4.
Yeah, and it's going to be even better. They already have it all planned out. And sometimes, like I'll share ideas. I'll give you an example. I found that Steinway had done the 88 key piano around that time period, and so I said to Julian and to David Crockett, "Hey, you might want to have a scene where the Steinway is going to play at one of their mansions because it's appropriate for the time." Yeah. There's a character named Stanford White who helped design the Providence, our state house. Well, he died early, and I was talking to Julian. I said, I was kind of surprised how he died early. He died relatively young, and I found out why. Here this guy had been the architect for Madison Square Garden. He had an affair with this woman. She had just been recently divorced, and her estranged ex-husband ended up shooting him on top of Madison Square Garden.
The old Madison Square Garden. In Madison Square.
Yeah, and that to me is that could be that. Now he took Stanford White out of the first season. I don't know if we're going to see him come back. A lot of the things happen, whether it's electricity, the Brooklyn Bridge, the opera houses. They're steeped in reality. So. And I think that it's also a history lesson. It's educational and entertaining. We're learning things that you probably didn't know about, I didn't know about, the black experience. In Newport, it's an education with what's going on with civil rights, the suffragette movement. All of these things are part of our American history in an entertaining way.
Does the Newport Historical Society get paid when they let them shoot in Rose Cliff?
Yeah, the Preservation Society of Newport County, they do get paid. They get location fees, and they love it. And last night we had Christine Baranski came into town to speak, and it was part of a fundraiser for the Preservation Society. And they are our big stars of Rhode Island. You know, they talk about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in Massachusetts. Our stars are our Newport mansions.
Well, listen, they were at Rose Cliff, and I happened to take a visitor from out of state. She wanted to go see because she watches it. We went to Rose Cliff. We saw the ceiling, which is in the animated open, and we even went to Belcourt Castle, where they shot a few scenes over there.
Yes,
over there as well.
Yep.
All right, Steve Feinberg.
Gene?
Did we give you enough time now?
I love you, buddy.
All right, thanks. See you on TV.
We'll see you soon.